Thank to you, Risha, and thank you all for coming to Catalonia. Our warmest welcome to our home. I would like to especially thank our colleagues from Kiev. We are aware of the situation you are, and we are extremely happy to have you here. We are with you. We give you and your people our support. So I agree completely with the speech of the presentation of David, and I'm sorry, but I think I will repeat same things because so that it's good, because that means that we are in the same way, and that's great. So as you know, the Catalan government has recently joined the UserCentricity network, and we are glad to see so many governments that share our concern to deliver better public services. Right now in our government, we are dealing with a big project, as Christian mentioned it, that aims to transform our public administration. And I prefer always to talk about transformation rather than digital transformation, to remove digital from the sentence, because the key point of all this project is not technology, but change. The change in how we deliver services, the change in how we use data, the change in how we think. And one of the basic objectives that we have to deal is changing the mindset inside our organization, and I guess inside all the public administration. I guess that you have the same problems about this common excuse for not moving forward, to not go out of our comfort zone, in the sense that it's not possible, we always done this in this way, we cannot do it because the legal framework, because the organization culture, and so on. So, and we are aware that this is the moment, is the momentum, because the world is changing. It's changing in every time in a more digital way, and because we have a great opportunity, thanks in part to the Next Generation grants fundings, and also thanks to this absolutely amazing community of people that is UserCentriCities, that allow us to push together to make things move in this sense, helping each other, supporting this faith. I am a strong believer in the power of collaboration and the power of sharing projects, best practices, experience, so we can work faster and in a more certain way, and maybe more fun. So we are glad to have joined you some months ago. Okay, let's go. Or not? Okay, technology. Okay. Our approach to digital government is by redesigning our processes, using new methodologies, emergent technologies, new starters, that's important, on co-creation with the citizens. For me, that is one of the key points, and of course, using data, extracting all the power that data have. All this combination might allow us to get real user-centered services. I mean, easy to use. That's the point. Understandable, personalized, and proactive. The principles that define the digital government that Catalonia wants to have are defined in a decree that we approved a couple of years ago. And this is based on, as I have just indicated, that in digital services, human-centered, easy to use, and data. Data is the basis, the lever for all this transformation. To get advanced digital services, but it is important to highlight that the first we need, as also David has mentioned it, that we need data to be governed, to be managed, to tidy it up, in order to have real quality data. I mean, updated, completed, so on. And so it can be reused. And we are working hard on this. It is, in fact, one of our key projects. And proactive and the personalized services are the summit, the pinnacle of this model. Proactive and personalized services, what does it mean for us? It means delivering to every person the service she needs when they need. Proactive governments must anticipate to citizens' needs. Reactive government just wait for people to ask for services. But if government knows the citizens' needs, waiting for citizens to ask for services will not be quality services. So proactive government, as I said, use data to anticipate to these needs of the citizens. So the conclusion that I am sure all of you will agree is that we need to know our clients, our customers, our citizens, in order to give them what they really need, what they deserve, in fact. Like the private sector has been doing for a long time. But actually, what we know on users' needs. Well, in 2019, we did a big data study to discover correlations in citizens' behavior regarding our administrative procedures. Like, you know, people that ask for procedure A will also ask for procedure B, or most people asking for service C, they normally repeat in the future asking for the same services. We realized that we had a data bias. That's a problem, obviously. The fact is that we didn't have data about, you know, the paper-based request from local administration, I mean municipalities, for instance, or even from some specific procedures, some sectorial services. However, fortunately, we got some correlations, and we saw the possibility of building some kind of proactive services, such collective emails, alerts, for all the people interested in a grant or a public job offer that David mentioned it. Personalized alerts, alerting you that some license that you have from the administration is about to expire soon. Recommendation for administrative procedures, like Amazon, you know, the customers also book, the customers that book that also book. Also, another one is to facilitate a profiled forms when citizens apply for the services. Sorry. But those services, as I said before, need good data. And unfortunately, we discovered that we don't have yet enough data to build other proactive services as a good automatic recommender. However, we are optimistic and we have enough data to build other kind of proactive services. So we have already profile forms, application alerts, and we are working on personalized alerts, for example, for people that have license to expire, as I said before. Okay. A key element for proactive services is consent management. Proactivity involves that the government needs to use data that citizens delivered in the past. Under the GDPR, that David also has mentioned, and our own legislation on data protection, as citizens' data cannot be reused for a different purpose in a different service or procedure that they need without asking for their consent. So we need user permission to do that, to reuse the data that we have from them. So we had to create a system to manage the consent to reuse this data, a consent management that was easy both for clients, for citizens, but also for us, for the service deliverers. That is the consent register I show you. As citizen, you are empowered to subscribe or unsubscribe easily. We have a private area on the government website. Let me show you how it works in a real case about university grants. Students that ask for a grant last year could subscribe to a proactive alert. So this year, when the grant was available, they received an email alert, easy, which brought each one to a profiled form with last year's data. If nothing had changed, if nothing had changed, the student just had to confirm the request. The grant was processed, and the student doesn't need to care about that anymore. And they receive the money, of course. This is the objective. Overall, easy to use services to compare the citizens to a receiving actor rather than a requiring one. But we have to take into account other considerations. In our journey towards proactivity, we have discovered that there has to be a balance, an equilibrium between easiness and responsibility. When they work, proactive services are perfect. Cities don't need to care about application periods, and don't waste time applying for them. So public services can reach the people that they need more, instead of just reaching the people who know more how to benefit from them or who have the tools or the capacity to ask for them. So, in our opinion, that's not just a way to facilitate the relationships between citizens and administration, but also are talking about social justice. It's a matter of social justice, social fairness. Public resources should be for the people that need them most, or not for the people that know better or bureaucracy. However, it's hard to deliver easy services. When we tell people, don't worry, we will alert you, we must forever meet our promise. So besides that, we cannot deliver 100% of proactive services if we don't know 100% the truth. The data again. So, for example, as for our data, a person might not deserve the grant, but what happens if the data was wrong? When data is not perfect, someone must decide on this balance. More proactivity and more government errors, mistakes, or less proactivity and we let the citizens to revise the data. A balance. And it also means that data need to be perfect. If the government doesn't have correct data, updated data, the citizens shall assume responsibility on data through a responsible statement. And the government should not damage anyone by using incorrect predictions. We cannot tell the student, trust us, if you don't receive an alert if it is that you don't deserve this run. If data might have changed. So, summarizing, the fact is that proactivity is in work in progress for our government. Our government started this journey to proactivity some years ago, but there is still a long path to walk. And as I said earlier at the beginning of my speech, joining UserCentricity offers us a big opportunity to achieve our goals faster and better. New data creates new opportunities. We haven't got enough data to offer a whole recommender today, but we are very optimistic, and we hope that it might become possible in a few years. In this sense, I would like to ask for some help of European policymakers about the GDPR. After some years of GDPR practice, European policymakers should review the government's needs in personal data use, as government missions are very different than the ones of the private sector. So GDPR is currently being applied depending on state-level interpretations and that are too restrictive in some countries. So proactive services and data analytics to define evidence-based public policies should be defined as public interest finalities all across Europe. That's our opinion, and therefore there should be a common GDPR interpretation or DGPR modification to allow for these uses in the governments. We think that's important. On the other hand, we are also exploring new approaches. Correlations between procedures are often the consequence of a live event. So grouping some procedures under an unified services can give full response to a live event, and that is proactivity as well. But we must always remember that ethical limit. Absolute proactivity means perfect knowledge. Under imperfect knowledge, there are some risks to be anticipated and a compromise to be found between easiness, as I said before, and consequences. And just to finish, let me remark the engagement of our government with citizens in order to make easy our relationships, to improve their life, and that is, at the end, our mission as public managers. Still a long path to walk, but we are very glad to walk it with all of you. So thank you very much.